everybody. Welcome to our Friday lunch chat. Coming to you live from my amazing office. Do I look different? You see my little Muppet hat here? You like? So Jill just finished this shop sample. It's actually like a toddler hat, and I've kind of perched it on my head. But I just wanted to show you guys because it's so cute. Little animal hat and a nice furry yarn. This is super fun. Oh God, of course I'm wearing a hat that I can't remember the name of the yarn. Hold tight. Hold on. Hold the phone. This is a yarn that we just brought in for fun. Over. It's called Over. It's kind of a weird yarn name. O-V-E-R by Filati. Just a fun little fluffy nylon yarn. But anyways, cute little hat. Toddler and baby sizes. Get yours today. Hi, Jan. Anyway, this is just one of the two hats I wanted to show you today. So I'm going to pull a Mr. Rogers. I'm not going to change my sweater this time. I'm just going to change my hat. Here we go. Check out this beauty. Is this not the cutest hat? We have, it's so Pacific Northwest, right? We have some trees. We have mountains. We have stars. We have a pom-pom. This hat is called Stronger. And Jill busted this one out this week also. That girl is such a knitting machine. I swear. I don't know how she does it. So we've pulled Barocco Ultra Alpaca for the black. And then this is Noro Silk Garden for the background. And it's just the most perfect sunrise. We've been debating this. I think this one's more sunrise. We have another colorway that would work really good for sunset colors. But how cute is this? It's just the cutest hat. So this has been a popular one this week, and there's no guessing as to why. So this color is, of course, now because the sample's done and everyone loves it, it's out of stock, but we've got it coming again. We reordered this color, this background color here. Now I have fluffy hair, or fluffy yarn in my mouth. So it will be back, but there's other really cool colors of Silk Garden on our website that would work really good for the background of this hat as well, including the one that's really good for a sunset colorway. Yeah, Stronger, that's the name of this hat. So welcome, happy Friday, TGIF. So glad you're all here. I hope you've had a good week. I've had a pretty good week. It's been, I don't know, uneventful. It's really quiet right now in the shop, and February's typically are, but it just makes me antsy every time. It's like, oh gosh, what's happening? Why is this happening? It always changes, always comes around, but it makes me really antsy. The plus side is I get a lot of knitting done, so can't complain about that. I'm just chugging away on these shop samples that I want to get out for some of our new yarns. I just picked all sweaters, and so there's just, you know, I'm no Jill. Just kidding, Jill. I'm kind of, I'm an almost Jill. I knit pretty fast, but my hands, they're just not what they used to be. I have a lot of, sorry, I'm fuddling with a sweater right here that I'm going to show you here in a second. There we go. I have a lot of hand issues related to knitting and computer work. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. I have carpal tunnel in both hands. I have tendonitis in my right elbow and my right shoulder. So sometimes I push it too far and I have to rest a little bit, but it's really hard. It's hard to not knit. Yeah, look at me whining. You know, I wear my little braces at night, and I do some hot and cold and some stretching and stuff like that. My CBD lotion when it's really hurting. So it is what it is. But I want to finish these things. I want to be able to show them to you. I'm so excited about them. I'm going to show you one that's in progress just because the yarn is so cool. You're going to be so surprised by it. But what's over my shoulder here is the cutest little kid's poncho sweater. It's called the Odilla... Hold on, I just pulled it up here. Odilla Cape Pullover by Heidi May, who makes all of those adorable, adorable like little ponchos with hoods, or ponchos with hoods that have bare ears. I'm sure you've seen her stuff. If you don't recognize the name, just plug it into Ravelry. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Everything's adorable. Heidi May's Ravelry store. So this is the Odilla Cape pullover here. It's in chunky, 3 stitches to the inch. We did Barocco vintage chunky because that's such an easy carry yarn for kids. And so it's got this cute little kanga pocket here, and then just these little armholes. So it's kind of like a poncho, but it stays on a little bit better. It's a little warmer because the arms actually come out those little armholes. So I think that we made the size 4 to 5. No. 2, 3. Oh shoot, Jill's not here. I can't ask her. Jill made this. Thank you, Jill. At any rate, it took 2 skeins of vintage chunky. You know, that's like a $22 project, $24 project. That's such a great sweater to give a kid. So check that out, the Odilla Cape pullover and Barocco vintage chunky. That worked out really well. You could also do it in the Wool Addicts Earth, which we've got here too. I think it would take 4 balls of earth. Earth is another easy carry yarn, but it actually has some alpaca content in it, so it's even softer than the vintage chunky. It's also a little bit drapier. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, that's our newest sample here. I think Jill snuck this one in early this morning. I don't know. It was definitely not here yesterday when I was at work. Okay, I say definitely, but maybe I could have missed it. I mean, it's right in front of the counter. If I missed it, that's some serious television. Maybe she brought it in yesterday. I'm pretty sure, though, it wasn't here. I found it this morning on display already. That's how fast Jill is. I don't know. She just got this sample a couple days ago. And this one. And this one. So she's lightning, that woman. She's a lightning knitter. I think maybe she's magic. I don't know. Probably. So let me show you the other sweater that I said I was going to show you. It's only in progress. I'm just past the armholes. It's a top down, but the yarn is so cool. So here we go with my tea. This is a cardigan called Bly, and this yarn is Lang Splash. Let me get closer. Do you see that texture? All of this cool little bubbly texture comes and goes as you knit. So this is a top-down cardigan. It's called Bly. And here's what the ball looks like. Isn't that neat? It is so interesting. It's a little bit of an exercise in letting go. I'm going to show you the back here. You can get a bigger swatch. Because the texture gets pretty uneven when you're in the really heavy sections of these little flat tape. I don't even know what to call it. So you just kind of have to let that do its thing and realize it's not going to always lay perfectly. And you want that because you want those little flag thingies to push to the front, which means that they haven't maybe pulled through the stitch as tight as a regular stitch. It all works out gauge wise because then you get to the really empty sections when there's not a lot of tags, you know, in here where you get more normal knitting. And this one's a cotton nylon blend. I think it's 80-20 cotton. It's going to be a great summer sweater. And I just love how it's knitting up with these little flags. There's a bunch of different colors. There's like a black with a fall leaves kind of colors for the little tag bubbly things. It looks beautiful. Anyway, check it out. It's really cool. Lang Splash. And hopefully we'll have this sample on display in the next couple of weeks. I've got 3 other sweaters that I've got to finish up for shop samples. Woo! It's knit all the time. Well, and crochet, because there's that one crochet one too. But you know, that doesn't stop me from actually starting another one. So I don't know if any of you follow Coco Knits, but she released a new pattern this week. And you guys, the pattern's name is Sarah. I have to make it. So here's a picture. This is kind of the back side. It doesn't give you a great representation. Of course, I didn't print the big full front picture. Here's another one that gives you an idea. It's kind of a cropped, bulky, boxy jacket. Got little pockets. It's done in a half fisherman's rib, so it's kind of like a fake fisherman's rib, fake brioche. And I think it's begging to be done in this cashmere right here. This is the Blue Sky Eco Cashmere. And I think that this stuff knit into that squishy half fisherman rib stitch pattern would just be perfect for that boxy, cute jacket. And I'm not being influenced at all by the fact that the sample that she's got is made in mustard yellow. Not at all. I mean, there's no bearing at all that that might be my favorite color anyways, to make sweaters out of. This cashmere just happens to have the perfect yellow as well. But no, I'm really excited to start that, and that one's another one that's going to probably go pretty fast. Even though it's a DK yarn, it's that half fisherman's rib and cropped, you know, it's going to be really fun to make that. So yeah, new sample news. I just wish I could knit a little bit faster. Or maybe I just need more hours in the day to knit. Yeah. So for those of you just tuning in, if you're wondering about my hat, this is the Stronger hat, new shop sample made by Jillian. And we've got Barocco Ultra Alpaca here in the black and Noro Silk Garden here. And then, of course, a Toft Alpaca Pom-Pom at the top, just to finish it all off. Just the super most cutest hat ever. I believe Nancy bought 1 million Jillian combinations of this to make for Christmas presents this year. So wouldn't that be a great Christmas present? So let's see, what else was I going to talk to you guys about? Pull up my little note list here. I do make notes because otherwise I would totally forget. I would just like blah, 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 blah. Oh, I know. If any of you happen to be at Stitches this weekend, happening right now down in California, go see our friends Jam PDX and Knitted Wit. Go see Laura Jean and Megan and Jen. Because they're our friends, but also Jen of Jam PDX has knit up my intertwined sweater in Laura Jean's newest base, which is called Aaron Shimmer, and they are modeling it down there right now. I think Jen maybe had it on, lent it to Laura Jean to try on, and then maybe she's never going to get it back. I don't know. The picture I saw had Laura Jean wearing it, so in her booth. But at any rate, it's beautiful. It's in the most beautiful purple colorway. If you're not at Stitches, you can go to Knitted Wit's Instagram and see a picture of Laura Jean's wearing my intertwined sweater there. And so any customers going to Laura Jean's booth to buy the yarn to make intertwined this weekend, Laura Jean's got a special coupon code for you to get intertwined for free. So if you happen to be there and you see that sweater walking around, you can get the pattern in your hot little hands. Just go see Laura Jean and check out that Aaron Shimmer yarn. That was one important announcement. Let's see. Oh! Did you guys know that the universe gave us an entire extra day to knit this year? I'm serious. We all get a whole entire day where we can just knit or crochet or play with yarn. Yeah, it happens to fall on Saturday the 29th. I mean, go figure. I don't know if the 29th is a special day in February or what, but we didn't get it the last 3 years. So this year we're going to have a celebration. So if you're in the area, come on down to the shop. We're going to have snacks and fun and a special sale to celebrate this extra day that we get to just, you know, play with yarn and do our thing. And as a special little thing, we've got a special class that Ingrid's teaching that morning from 10 to noon. And it is all about how to use your scraps to make earrings. Ingrid is genius at this. And she frequently walks in with a brand new set of earrings to either match a sweater, or maybe there was the leftovers from a previous sweater. She's made, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 different styles of earrings with her scraps. You don't even have to have any knitting experience. So if you know someone that might think this was fun and you've got some scraps to spare, sign them up, bring them down. Your $25 class fee is for a 2-hour class, and it includes the hardware to make a pair of earrings. And Ingrid will go over, I think, 3 different styles. 2 of them don't require knitting at all, and the third one is if you would like to do the knitted style that she has, that with optional beads. So check that out. It's going to be super fun, a Leap Day celebration. On Saturday the 29th. Lucky us, right? A whole extra day. Oh yeah, let's see, what else was I going to tell you? So Facebook has great groups for all sorts of different niches and interests. I mean, we've got our Unraveled group. If you aren't aware of that, head over to Not Another Hat Unraveled and ask to join. We'll let you ride in. And that's where we share all kinds of fun things related to knitting in the shop. And we have some other groups like for our Afghan classes, etc. But this week, a new group popped up that I am particularly excited about, and it was created by Sam Barsky. And so if you don't know that name, you might have seen his work in the media because he's made some headlines in the last couple of years. Sam Barsky is the knitter who recreates in sweaters landmarks. It's like he knits the landmark, I can't think of him off the top of my head, but you can Google Sam Barsky, Barsky, and see his work, and then he'll go to these landmarks, visit these places wearing his sweater and get a picture of himself in front of the landmark in the matching sweater. It's really cool. He's a great guy. He lives back east. I've never met him in person, but he's a great knitting advocate. And he started a new group this week called Save the LYS, Save the Local Yarn Shop. So it's a group where resources of where to find yarn shops can be found, discussions of people's purchases at yarn shop can be found, and he just really felt like it was his personal calling to help keep local yarn shops alive, and not just literally alive, like open for business, but also alive in the minds of knitters and consumers. This is a tough era to be in business as a yarn shop because online is everything. You've got social interaction online, you've got Instagram online, you've got Ravelry online. That drives a lot of people to their computers, and the easiest next step is to just buy your yarn online as well. And obviously we're aware of that. We sell everything we have online, but the heart and soul of keeping a yarn shop alive really does depend on its in-store traffic and its in-store customers and the community that's created by being able to congregate at a yarn shop, or even just have a place to go and visit and bounce ideas off of, or check for that dropped stitch and get help. So you can check his group out, Save the Local Yarn Shop. And if you ask to join, he's got a few rules. It's definitely a positive space. It's a place where it's just there to talk about yarn shops and what they offer. So there's not going to be any negative talk. There's not going to be any political talk. It's about the yarn, baby. And he even asks people to take it one step further and make a pledge that they would buy a certain amount every month at a local yarn shop, whether that's a package of stitch markers or 2 skeins of yarn. To think about it, make a pledge, and endeavor to keep that pledge. And what I feel like is important about that is, being that we're in a really slow month right now, even just a commitment to buy a pack of stitch markers a month, all of that really truly does have an impact on your local shop. And choosing to get something that you know you could probably find online at your local shop is choosing to put an investment in a place where you know you can come and find help, you can find camaraderie, you can find friendships. And so that extra few dollars that you might be paying because something came at regular price in your shop versus some discount on an online retailer or on Amazon, it's going to make the difference in having that resource for yourself down the road. And I just think that that's really special. And I'm so grateful to Sam that he took that step and he decided to put it out there and say, this is important. This is something we should all be thinking about. So check out his group, give him some love, Save Your Local Yarn Shop on Facebook. So I think that's all I have to talk about right now. I have one more thing to show you. I'm so itching to get back to knitting. So the Tosh has arrived. That's right. Mad Tosh is back, and not another hat. If you haven't heard already in the previous video, we decided to bring Tosh back because they're under new owners, and we really like what we've seen so far in terms of communication and turnaround time, etc. And of course, I love my Madeline Tosh rep. She's the best. So it's great. It feels good to have it back. So the 2 yarns that we started with to bring Tosh back into the store are Tosh Mo Light, which is a fingering single ply structure that's a blend of merino and mohair. So it's not like what you think of when you think of like a kid silk haze, like a brushed mohair. This is mohair that's actually blended into the yarn. It does have a slight halo, but it's not like a fuzzy brushed halo. It is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Fingering 420 yards, I believe. And then the other yarn we have is kind of a new one, and it's called Tosh Work Sock Sport. So here's one of those guys. Tosh Work Sock Sport. It was called work sock, but that was confusing people because they thought it was sock weight as in fingering, and it's not. It's sport weight. So they added the sport to the end of the name. But this yarn, it's hard to tell because I don't have anything for perspective as I'm holding it here, but this is a 200 gram skein. So this is twice the size of a typical skein that you would buy in a shop. And so that means that you've got 400 yards in one of these, and it's $35. So for a hand-dyed yarn, most of the 100 gram skeins, they're already like $28 to $32. So this is $35 for 200 grams. So Jill has been scoping out baby sweaters this week, and we've just settled on one that you can actually make, I think, for almost all of the sizes except the largest size, which is 3 or 4 years or something like that, out of one of these skeins. One. So check this out. It is really fun, and it is a merino nylon blend, 75-25, because it is meant, they did create this for socks, for a slightly heavier sock, but it's going to be great for all kinds of things. So Tosh Work Sport, Toshma Light, the 2 new yarns, and that is all that I had to cover today. So one more time, stronger hat. And I hope that you all have a lovely weekend full of yarn and fun and no pain in your hands. All right, everybody. Bye.